earlier today. That's how I feel today. It's Win Wednesday. It's Win Wednesday. Welcome back to L Vanes Radio. All right, I'm L Vanes. All right, it's Win Wednesday, our Wednesday morning show. So I just wanna wish peace and blessings to everybody out there. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's having a great week. Hope you're making some money. Hope you're making a difference, an impact, in your community. Let me lock this door. Just in case somebody try to run up on your boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't really believe in violence. But yeah, man, good morning, man. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to Win Wednesday. Welcome back to Win Wednesday. Welcome back to Win Wednesday. Yeah. Thank you guys. Let's switch the mood up a little bit. Listen to some good music. And yeah, man. Welcome back to Win Wednesday. So. What we're talking about today, some things deserve a second chance. Others demand a fresh start. All right. So one story, we're talking about the world trying to prevent a larger conflict. The other is about someone returning to where they once found success. So we're talking about, right? So for the first morning brief, we're talking about why the Strait Hormuz matters to you. All right. So we're beginning this morning. All right, we're beginning this morning. All right, we're gonna start this all over. Welcome back to L Vanes Radio. All right, I'm L Vanes. This is our Wednesday morning show, Win Wednesday. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. So we're beginning this morning with a story that's happening miles away. All right, but one that could actually eventually affect all of us. All right, so global tensions have risen after multiple commercial oil tankers were struck by projectiles in the Strait of Hormuz. All right. So one of the world's most important shipping routes for oil and natural gas, right? So think of it as this way. All right. So this is one of the busiest highways in the world. All right. Think of one of the busiest highways in the world, but instead of cars, it's carrying a significant share. Good morning, Wine Lorena. I hope I said all of that right. Good morning, everybody. So I was just letting you know we're beginning this morning with a story that's happening miles away, but one that will probably eventually affect all of us. All right. So roughly 1/5 of the global oil and gas trade has historically passed through this narrow waterway. So why does this matter? All right. Y'all been seeing them gas prices. Them gas prices been through the roof. You at the gas pump trying to decide what you gonna eat tonight. Cause if you might not be able to eat what you want because you gotta spend so much to get, you know what I'm saying? Spending too much in gas make driving to work not even worth it. So that is why this matters. The oil prices, the gas prices, they're going up, the shipping costs. I don't know if y'all got any businesses, but, have a good day. But, you know what? So I have my own brand actually, Legendary Vanes Apparel, right? So one thing I've noticed is the price of shipping going up when I order samples or apparel, in general from other countries, right? So if you're a business owner, if you are someone who is working on anything, right? This affects you, right? If you have a job, this affects you. It's affecting gas prices, shipping costs, inflation, the global markets, all right? So have you ever wondered why gas prices sometimes jump when nothing seems to be changing around you? That's why. That's why, man. That's why. Because somebody got to get paid around here. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let me know how your day is going. I hope everybody's having a great day, actually, as well. But yeah, I think what you'll realize is the world is more connected than you think. You may never see parts of the world that are connected to the world that you live in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so the price of filling your tank, grocery costs, all right, and the cost of moving goods around the world. These are all things we need. I hope it's not too loud, but it sounds good. It's some good music. Some good music. So what I need you guys to understand, sometimes the biggest stories aren't the ones closest to us. Sometimes it's the ones that's miles, millions of miles away. But yeah, so moving to our sports desk. Y'all know I be talking about basketball a little too much, but I think it's really just because, you know, football season isn't in. You know, once football season comes back, we'll be talking about football, you know, as well. Because I wouldn't say I love football, but I played college football. I mean, I had a full scholarship, but it was cool, you know. Yeah. So we're talking about today. Can you go home again? You know, can you go home again? Should you go home again? Right? So Kawhi Leonard is headed back to the Raptors. Kawhi Leonard gonna rekindle that old flame. He gonna rekindle that old flame. Man, I seen this video, man, of Kyle Lowry. I think it was his retirement, his jersey retirement with the Raptors, and Kawhi Leonard was there. You know, and he just spoke glowingly about Kawhi. I think in a way, you know, that you speak of a friend, not just a coworker, a friend. You see what I'm saying? Like, are you someone that people truly appreciate? You know, are you someone that was like, are you someone that's making an impact in someone's life? Are you someone that's, you know, people speak about you in a positive way when you're not in the room? Now, some people just haters. We ain't talking about them. I'm talking about I'm talking about the people the ones that just call it what it is. You know, if you're a good person, you're a good person, right? So I think Kawhi Leonard, he often is a soft-spoken person, or he doesn't speak much. So it brings interest and makes people want to know what he's thinking. You know, I guess he's just a very private person. But yeah, so Kawhi Leonard is on the way back to the Raptors. All right. So the Raptors have, I think now they have R.J. Barrett, Kawhi Leonard. I know they have Scotty Barnes. Yeah, so they have Scotty Barnes, R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Kawhi Leonard, Jakob Poeltl. They ain't doing nothing. That ain't gonna do nothing. Now, with that being said, I do like Scotty Barnes. I think R.J. Barrett is pretty good. I don't know how good. You know, I know he was like the third pick of the draft, but he got traded from the Knicks. So, I mean, I don't know if he's really lived up to his potential yet. Maybe he will. But yeah, man, I don't think they're really gonna do anything. I mean, if they do, it's the East. You know, the East isn't too tough. The East isn't too tough. I think the East is gonna be interesting this year though, because you know you got the Heat. Giannis done went to the Heat. You know, the Knicks coming back. I don't know if they're gonna win again, but what I'm saying is they're gonna pretty much have the same team. You know, I don't really know how good Kawhi Leonard is at this stage in his career. I don't really know how much they should be expecting from him. Now, with that being said, he had a career year last year. 28, 6, and 4 on 50% shooting. You know what I'm saying? So he's still, if not in his prime, on the back end a little bit, right? So it's possible. I just don't know how good these guys are going to be. But I know it's the East, and the East is the least out of the two conferences. Let's just call it what it is. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? Because they ain't got to go against the Thunder or, Wembanyama or some shit, Yeah, so Kawhi Leonard is on the way back to the Raptors. So what are we talking about? Why do we romanticize returning home? What is so great about going back to where you was at? Don't you remember that you left? Why you still thinking about that? Let them go. All right? Yeah. Listen. Because that was going to happen. You go back. That's all you're doing. You just get smacked. But let me chill. Seriously. Why do we romanticize returning home? You know what I'm saying? For example, LeBron went back. Dame went back. Kawhi done went back. You know what I'm saying? Is it nostalgia? I think I seen this quote. Not seen this quote, but I heard Andy on The Office say this one time, right? I think he was either leaving or the seasons were getting to the point where there wouldn't be any more seasons. So, the show's pretty much wrapping up. And he said, I wish there was a way to know that you are in the good old times when you're in the good old times, right? So we always speak about the good old times. Man, the good old times, man, we used to do this and we used to do that. But a lot of times during those times, we didn't appreciate those times truly for what they were, right? So we're always looking back. Not always, but I think sometimes we have a problem with looking back with an admiration that we should use moving forward, right? So we're looking, oh, that's the good old days, man. That's the good old days. Me and my boys, we used to, go out and do this and whatever. You were depressed. Stop lying. You was just out drinking. The good old days are the days that you are in if you truly make life what you can, right? So what do they say? Life is what you make it. Life is what you make it, right? The view, right? So if you're looking in your rear view, how are you going to focus on what's in front of you? You're going to crash, man. So take that same admiration that you had for the good old days that have passed, right? And multiply it. Know that if you had good old days, you can have even better days moving forward. And just keep on. I think, what they said on Major Pain? Chugga, 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 choo, choo. Chugga, 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 chugga. Toot, toot. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all ain't listening. Anyway, yeah. So is there something special about returning to where someone first believed in you? I think there is. However, I think sometimes what we don't know is when we go back to where we've outgrown, we shrink ourselves, right? So this is no longer about Kawhi Leonard and basketball. This is obviously about something bigger, all right? Hope y'all having a great day out there, man. Make sure y'all drink y'all some water. I know it's hot. Since it's hot, only get you like 3 minutes of sun, because after that, you're going to be toasted. So get y'all some water in you, work out, get some love around you. But yeah, so can old success be recreated? Yes, but at what cost? Right? So when we return, we are giving up whatever have become of us somewhere else. So for example, right? If you keep going back to that ex, not realizing every time you go back to them, you shrink yourself. You put yourself in a box. You you are a shell of yourself. You will never truly see who you can be. Right? So the thing is, when you shrink yourself, you never really get to see your full potential. Right? Now, if going back is for a catapult forward, go for it. But that's the risk. That's the risk you have to understand that you're taking. That's the risk that you got to understand that you're taking, right? Sometimes going back isn't moving backward, right? Sometimes it's returning with everything you've learned. So for example, let's say two people were dating. They moved in together. One is working on building something, right? Actually, no, they're both working on building something. But, so they're both working on building something, right? But they have never truly successfully built something with a partner, right? So check me out. So first, you have to learn by fucking up. What they say, fuck around, found out, right? Fuck around, found out, right? So the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. Even if someone tells you, you have to go through things sometimes just as yourself, right? So initially, these two people, when they move in together, it may be rocky, it may be rough, right? But they have to learn how to open. They have to learn how to open and truly become one. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, so say we've done this and we've come here, right? Sometimes we may go back here, but we now have the experience of going here. So we've learned on the way to success. So sometimes success isn't only progress. Sometimes it's regression. Maybe not like in you yourself, but sometimes you do have to take a step back to really look at this thing, to really realize, okay, if this is what I want, these are the changes I may have to make. But you may have not known those changes until you went to an environment where you were able to see those things in yourself. You may have not been able to truly see these things until you were with someone that was able to see these things, point out these things in a positive way, right? So another thing I wanted to talk about. Does everyone have to have the same opinion? Do we all have to agree? So I was watching this show. Actually, yeah, it's this show on Hulu. It's the show on Hulu. I think it's called Orville or something like that. And it's about astronauts. Well, not really. Well, they're astronauts, obviously. But they're really just space people. So they live in space on ships and, different planets and stuff of that nature, right? So they go to this planet where their government is based on likes and dislikes. So on their shirt, they have one button that is red and it points down, one button another button next to it that's green that points up. So the green is the like, the dislike is the red, right? So whenever you do something, let's say I'm going out for coffee. I'm going out for coffee and I'm drinking. Well, I'm not drinking. I'm going out for coffee and, I'm on the way to work. I go to work. Well, I'm on the way to work. I stop to get some coffee, right? They call my name and I pick up my coffee. And the way I pick it up, I might have been a little tense that day. So maybe, I crushed the cup, right? I crush the cup, the coffee gets all over me. Sucks. People pull out their phone and put you on their social media. But their social media is their government. So when they put you on the social media, these people are either liking or disliking what they see. So let's stay there, and I get mad. And I just start throwing things, and because maybe something happened to me. Maybe my baby mama tripping about child support or something. I don't know. This is just a story. It's all hypothetical, right? So my baby mama tripping about child support. I'm mad. I'm throwing stuff, right? So now my button on my shirt, the red one, is going up. Not like up like the green, but the amount of red dislikes I get is going up. After you get so many dislikes, let's say I get 1 million dislikes. I'm not allowed to go to places that don't allow people who have 1 million dislikes. So that may be that same coffee shop. That may be the club. That may be this. That may be that. They may be trying to get my ID. I can't get these things because so many people dislike me based off this one experience, right? So what I'm asking you is, do we all have to have the same opinion? Also, another example. I go home to Georgia, like I told y'all, earlier this week on Monday Medicine. Every Monday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But listen, so I go home to Georgia. It's the 4th of July. I'm visiting my family. We're having a conversation. So I think people don't know how to have conversations without disagreeing and getting mad. Like, disagreement should not always come with anger. Disagreement should come with probably understanding, digesting, and deciding, no, that isn't what I believe in. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not all the same, nor should we be, right? So I'm home in Georgia. Me, my friends, and my family and some of my friends, they were there. And we're all hanging out having a conversation, right? So I don't really want to get too deep into the conversation, but my sister is the type of person that, actually, I don't want to say my sister. Well, yeah, I don't want to say my sister. My sister, she's fiery. She's a Sagittarius, right? So she believes she's right, right? Me, I'm a Libra. If you're not right, if I don't agree with what you're saying, I'm going to listen to you and then I'm going to try to digest it, see exactly what you're truly saying. And then we can reconvene this, with a conversation, right? So, I wasn't truly able to hear her because she was so mad. She was so fiery, but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to understand is why, when we don't agree, we can't be friends no more. Okay, for another example. And I don't too much talk about politics on the morning show. And I don't really think this, what I'm about to say, is really about politics. But why do some of us put such importance on elections in a way where it decides who is truly going to be our friend or not, right? So some people may be friends, and then there's an election. One may be Democrat, the other is Republican. Let's say the Republican or the Democrat, whichever one you want to choose, is mad that the other is not on the same side as them. I've seen this too many times. We'll be mad at our friends because they disagree with what we think. ask me a question if no is not an option. Let me say that again. Don't ask me a question if no is not the option. It is not an option. Because people will ask you a question and expect yes. So that's the only possibility that is in their head. But I don't want to do that. I don't agree with you. And nor should I feel the need to, nor should I feel forced to believe and, agree with you, right? So it feels like we've reached a point where, like I was saying, if someone disagrees, they're automatically wrong. We can't even have conversations anymore. We can't even have conversations anymore. All we have is agreements. Everyone has to agree, right? No, that is not the case, right? So, like I was saying, we live in a world where opinions spread instantly. Social media gives everyone a microphone, a platform, an audience, including me. I always bring this thing back to me. I always say, I'm doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not. These are just questions. These are just, this is just the news, guys. This is to get your mind to think, Because some of y'all don't think. Some of y'all don't ask yourself no questions. Y'all just go through the day. You're just going through the motions. But that's besides the point, right? Has it also made disagreement harder? So, side A. Shared values matter. Some people believe certain issues or opinions. Standing for what's right sometimes means taking a clear position. Agreement can build unity and move society forward. True. But some of y'all don't agree, but y'all just agreeing. I don't know if it's out of fear or whatever, right? Maybe not wanting to get canceled, right? And I understand we all have our own life that we're living. But I think we're not robots. We're not all the same. Nor should we try to act like we are. Like stand up for what you believe in. If you don't agree, don't agree. Don't agree out of guilt. Don't agree out of fear. Agree because you agree. All right. So different opinions are also healthy, right? So growth comes from hearing different perspectives. Respect doesn't require agreement. Diversity of thought leads to better conversations and better ideas. Think outside the box. Don't just listen to what people tell you. Don't just agree to what people tell you, right? Throughout history, some of the best and greatest accomplishments came out of other people not believing in someone's dream, but them still believing in it. Not everybody's going to feel the same way you feel. Not everyone's going to agree with you. Not everyone's going to believe you. Not everyone's going to think the way you do. That's life. That's also the beauty of life. No, not all of us should. It'll be boring. And it'll be fake. So y'all stop being fake out there. All right? Can we disagree without seeing each other as enemies? Can we do that? Can we disagree without seeing each other as enemies? Can we? Y'all let me know in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? So I want to end with this question. Would you rather live in a world where everyone thinks the same, or one where people can disagree and still respect each other? All right. So on to the debate table. All right. So I was watching this video. Actually, I was, when I'm looking for news, I look on, the social media. I look on Google, I look on the internet, I just look around to see what I find interesting, to see what questions I have, right? So I don't know if you guys know who this is, but Bunny XO, right? She's Jelly Roll's ex-wife. I think they're recently divorced, if I'm not mistaken. Um, was caught kissing someone else at Jelly Roll's Nashville bar. All right. So this, so the internet went crazy. The internet went crazy, right? So this isn't really about their relationship. Y'all know I don't really get into people's relationship. I don't really do that. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep my um, life private, right? So my question is, was it too soon? All right. How long should someone wait before moving on? I remember I had this friend. No, I had this friend. So I have this friend, right? Previously, I think it was about a year or two ago. I think it was about 2 years ago when I was doing my podcast, L After 7. So I'm going to also bring back L After 7, but it's going to be a segment on this channel, all a part of L Van's Radio. This is the morning show, Wednesday, but stay with me now, all right? So we're on L After 7, and a very similar question was asked, right? So it would be me and my friend, Flock, right? So if you want to follow him, his name is She Flocky on Instagram. He models and does other things. He also can help you with health insurance as well. Right. So the question was, when is the right time to move on? Right? So when is too early to move on? Right? So I asked him, how soon are you moving on? He said a month. What? I couldn't believe it. I was flabbergasted. I was dumbfounded, guys. I just could not understand. You moving on after a month? Damn. Now, with that being said, he a Taurus. Taurus, y'all ain't right, but that's besides the point. That's my own personal experience. But anyway, what I'm asking is there even a timeline? Right? Like, so they were obviously married, right? I think he's looking at it from a person's point of view that may have not been married. A person who may have been in just, not just, but may have been in a relationship or may have been dating or in, maybe a not as intense part of romance, right? So, still, I still think that was too soon, a month. Like, I'm talking about my friend. So, obviously, move on when you're ready. But who's to say when you're ready? Right? So, you may be one of the people that move on very soon. And your friends may say, oh, or you may think to yourself, I moved on too soon. But you may be you may also be another person that your friends have to come to you and say, man, we gotta get this together, man. You gotta move on, right? You gotta move on. You gotta go date and find other people, So when do you guys think it's too soon to move on, right? So healing isn't measured by a calendar. All right. Sometimes the relationship ended emotionally long before it ended, officially, right? Everyone processes grief differently. Waiting on public approval isn't realistic. So that's why I keep my relations private. I don't really care about the public, I don't really need people to know about my life. I don't really want to sound creepy. But I'm just being honest. I'm very private about my personal life. Like, my family, my family. Anyway, yeah. Should anyone else get to decide when you're ready? Right? So let's say you and someone else breaks up. And you find someone new. And your previous person gets mad about you finding someone new. They thought it was too soon, or, they thought this, or the thing is, people only have a problem with you moving on if they haven't moved on yet. Or if they're just not truly happy for you, you know. So yeah. So you guys be careful out there. You know what I'm saying? Time and respect matter. So here's the other thing, right? Feelings don't disappear overnight. How many times have we been dating someone new with feelings for a previous person? You see what I'm saying? We got feelings for the previous person, but we're dating someone new. Why do we do that? We just want somebody to hold us. We just want a little intimacy, right? But you gotta allow yourself to heal. You can't rush this thing. Because when you rush, you get crushed. When you rush, you might as well flush because it wasn't nothing but some. Anyway, I'm just being honest with you people. You dig what I'm saying? Feelings don't disappear overnight. Publicly moving on quickly can hurt the other person, even if the relationship is over. But should you really care about that? Should you care about your ex's feelings? That's a good question. If you and your ex broke up, should you care about how they feel about what you're doing with your life? Should you care about what they're doing with their life? You guys let me know, right? So consideration and empathy still matters after a breakup. I don't know. If we broke up, I'm gone. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If we break up, I'm gone. You dig what I'm saying? And I expect you to be too. I wish you the best. I really do. I hope you find that person you're looking for. I hope life, works out for you. I hope all of your dreams come true. Oh, you're right. You're right. I am where I am from, but this is also how I dress every day. But thank you, Derek Dimitri. But yeah, I'm sure you can hear it coming out. Like I said earlier in the podcast, I'm from Georgia, so there's southernness in my speaking. I don't want to be completely professional. However, this is how I dress. But thank you for chiming in. Where are all the ladies at? Man, thank you, Cactus Jack TV. Wait, no, that says, what is that? 4. Cactus Jack 4. Yeah, man, thank you, Cactus Jack, man. I think all the ladies are waiting for you. All the ladies out there waiting for you, Cactus Jack. All the ladies out there waiting for you to put on your, blazer, t-shirt, combo, and go get them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because here's what I realized. Guys. Here's what I realized. So many women haven't gotten flowers before. You get her some flowers? Oh, I didn't know you was in a relationship. Yeah, I'm in a relationship too. That's why I told him to go your way. You see what I'm saying? I'm out the way. You dig what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you is, it's so many women that haven't gotten flowers, roses, whatever it is, right? Why she gotta deserve flowers? Why you can't just get her some flowers? That's a very funny question to me. Why does she deserve? You know what? I don't know. You know what? You know what? I don't know. I thought I just thought, I don't know, man. I don't know. He said, what? She gotta do something for the flowers. She gotta. You can't just get her some flowers. I mean, they just flowers. Okay, so okay. I think that's just a very funny question. Because I think flowers are like the minimum that we could get someone that we are into, right? Flowers are less expensive than a date. And you know they be wanting to go on dates. Right, flowers are just a small gesture. Plus, you bank up. Come on, dog. Flowers, small gestures. You ain't gotta. That's just so funny. He said, where's my flower? You know what? What's interesting? What's interesting? What's the equivalent? What's the equivalent to flowers for a man? So what would you like for her to give you? Like if she gave you some flowers, what would you do with them? You got a vase at home. You got a vase. That's what I want to know. All right. So back to the news. All right, going. What? Giving me 2 hours. Okay. He said he want to play the game. Ladies, if you want some flowers, let your man play his video game. He said you've been bothering him all day. He want to play a video game for a minute. He said that's not a bad idea. Yeah. But yeah, so does moving on mean you're free to do whatever you want? Or do you still owe your former partner a certain level of respect? So the real question is when you move on, when it's too soon to no longer consider the other person's feelings as to how they would feel about you moving on. Right? So let me see what they're talking about in the chat. Dude, see. Yeah, that's right, ladies. We need our time to breathe. Depending how things end, she moved on to my birthday. Oh yeah, she moved on. Okay, right. So from your point of view as well, when would it be too soon for her to move on? Because I feel like us guys, generally, or at least me, when it's over, it's over. Now once we broke up, I may still have feelings that I'm working out in my head. But I know you may have moved on. And if you have, that's just what it is. You know, rest in peace, Kevin Saint. Rest in peace. Man, I'll be watching his stuff too, man. Some of the questions he asks, he had on his podcast, I found interesting as well. Rest in peace, not a lot, but like it's a lot of good podcasts out there, guys. There's a lot of good podcasts, a lot of good things going on as well. But yeah, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, man. You know what? Yeah, so I'm moving on. Not immediately. I would say about 6 months. Oh, tell me about that. He said the pup has to go out. Everyone have a great day. Have a great day, Cactus Jack. Do you think that what chick? Let me look this up. Let me look this up, guys. I do want to let you know what the Win Wednesday moment is. The Win Wednesday moment is don't get comfortable. All right. So I know sometimes we may have gotten some success in the things that we're looking into, right? The things that we're working on, or things are really looking good for us. Don't get comfortable. Don't stop working. Don't lose focus. Don't unlock in. Keep your head down. And keep working. Anyway, yeah, so don't get comfortable, y'all. Don't get comfortable, man. Don't get comfortable. Like I was saying, it's easy to grind when you're trying to get somewhere. The real challenge is continuing to grind when you get there. All right? Don't get complacent. Don't get complacent. You know what I'm saying? Comfort is the enemy, right? So whenever you reach the next bar, celebrate it, appreciate it, right? Because fools party, kings celebrate. But stay hungry. Stay hungry enough to grow and humble enough to know there's still another level to go. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to L Veins Radio. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back on Monday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'm going to be working on a few new segments as well, getting those out. Make sure you check me out. Follow me on Instagram and the rest of the socials at L Veins Radio. Make sure you check out the fitness apparel at Legendary Veins on Instagram. Click the link in the bio and you can go to the website. And there's deals as well. I'm adding a few more things as well. So yeah, I hope everybody has a great day. Protect your attention, move with intention, and remember, love is the answer. Until next time, this is L Veins signing off.